Hi guys, how are we doing? It's very wet and windy outside today, so those in the UK will be able to relate to me because you'll be having that sort of weather as well. But hello, how are we doing? So I want to talk about shortcuts today and people looking for shortcuts in their health and fitness and thinking it's gonna solve the problem. And just to put it straight, for me, there is no shortcuts because it's not just as simple as finding something, exercise or nutritionally, and doing it and hoping it's going to solve the problem. It might solve the problem short term, but long term, it actually might create more problems than it solves. Because it's masking over actually what is really happening. So I'm just going to go into it a bit more today on why you need to stop looking for the quick shortcut and why you need to actually address what's really going on. And that comes on to why we work the way we do, because it's not as simple as people think. And we do kind of still see a lot of people. They're just going around from fad to fad looking for the next easy option, which is going to get them some quick wins. But then, sure, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, they're back to where they were, or if not, in a worse state. And it's because they're adamant on finding what the easiest thing is for them, even though they're not happy with where they are at the minute. So it's quite a contradiction to me. They're not happy with who they are and how they look, and just generally how their life's going at the minute, yet they're looking for a quick win and a quick shortcut to not change how they're living their lives. It doesn't make sense to me. So from my point of view, if someone comes to me unhappy with how they look, how they feel, or just generally how they're acting day by day, which, a lot of people are, they're not happy with where they're at the minute, then what we need to work on doing is changing them, and not just changing the exercise program and the nutritional program they get given, but changing everything, like how looking at their disciplines, looking at their habits, looking at their behaviors on a day-to-day with regards to health and fitness, and how we can help improve that. And it's not going to be a one and done process. It's not just going to be, right, do this and it solves the problem. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of reinforcement. It's going to have times where you're going to go back to your former self, but we need to just keep reinforcing, keep working on what we know is the right path and what the individual knows is the right path for them to get to where they want to get to, and they will get there. But shortcuts are not the answers. And for me, it's like the equivalent of you lying to yourself, because it's not actually addressing the issues of why you are where you are at the minute. So for example, if someone's 20 kilograms overweight, that's not just happened overnight, that's happened over a prolonged period of time. So you then finding a shortcut like, a detox diet or, some sort of dust diet that's out there is not going to fix those long-term problems that have caused that weight gain, because it's not just as simple as, okay, right, you've eaten too much food over that long period of time, which the individual obviously have because they've put on a lot of weight. But what's the behaviours? What are the habits? And what is kind of the thinking of the individual that's caused them to kind of get to that point? That's the root cause. They're the problems that need addressing first in order to get the person thinking a lot differently with their relationship to food, with their relationship to exercise, but also the relationship to themselves. How do they view themselves, or how do they want them to view themselves? And once we can address those topics, once we can address those issues, then it's really powerful, and then we can start moving forward. But unfortunately, it takes time. Now, when we get clients and they realize that how much time it takes and obviously the work that it requires, we get the odd person that gets a little bit scared and they get a bit like, Jesus, this is going to take a lot of work. But again, the contradiction is, well, if you really want to change who you are, it's going to take time, it's going to take work in order for us to change you long term. But once it happens, it's so important. And ultimately, like, this easy path, this quick shortcut is long term not going to make you a stronger person. It's not going to make you a happier person long term. It's not going to make you healthier long term. And it's not going to lead you to have more control over your life long term. Okay? This week I've gone on a lot about goals, about work ethic and things like that. And these 2 points are kind of where it gets summed up. People have goals up here, but their work ethic is down here. So they're going to struggle to hit that goal with a work ethic that's down here. I'm not just talking about work ethic in the gym. I'm talking about work ethic on just how they carry themselves every day. You know, the little 1%ers, what are they doing to make sure that they are trying to get better day by day with habits, with behaviours, with their food and with their exercise, that are going to accumulate over a long period of time to make sure they get to where they want to get to. But for you to reach a goal, your work ethic with everything, with every aspect in your life needs to meet that goal. And too often we see people set these extraordinary goals like, oh, I want to lose 20 kilograms in 4 or 5 months, or you know, I want to have another baby, or I've struggled to have kids. I want to get pregnant again. I want to get pregnant, sorry, and that just hasn't happened before. Or I just want to be healthier, or I want to recover from a bad injury or something like that. Whatever the goal, okay, it's going to be up there to achieve it. Okay, it's going to take a lot of hard work, not just with exercise, not just with food, but every aspect of your life. But people's expectations of what it takes to reach that goal are down here. So they're going to be naturally left very disappointed when they don't realise the actual effort it takes to achieve that. And that's for us as coaches to make them realise actually what it's going to require to achieve that. And this is stuff that we've brought in for ourselves. This is stuff we've brought in for like hundreds of clients now, which when people have employed it and employed these kind of tactics and systems, it's worked really, really well. And it's like a eureka moment for the client, where they really realise the actual potential that they've got for themselves. So my question to you is, okay, I'm just going to leave it at that, is like, it's all about, if you're in a position now where you're unhappy with how you are and who you are, okay, and that's not an uncommon thing. A lot of people are. You know, if you're in that position where you're not happy with who you see in the mirror, with how you're living your life, with just generally like who you've become, okay, it's not that uncommon. But here's the challenge that I want to give to you in order to help you recreate yourself. So can you recreate yourself to overcome things like lethargy, like laziness, be able to block out those negative thoughts and be able to still continue with your positive day, be able to cut out the excuses that, you know, stop you from going to the gym. Oh, it's okay, I trained yesterday, I don't have to train today. Can you cut out all those excuses? And can you raise the bar and put in the work ethic with things like exercise, just generally staying active and working on these little 1%ers day by day, which you know over a long period of time are going to make a massive accumulative effort. So that is my challenge to you, and I hope this is related to a lot of people today. But just, you know, we see people trying to look for the next shortcut out there. There is no shortcut. Okay, long term, if you really want to change, okay, and you're not happy where you are at the minute, then you have to change as an individual. And that doesn't happen over the short term. It's not a one and done process. It takes time. It takes a lot of reinforcement, and it takes a lot of trial and error and a lot of work in order for you to become a different person, in order for you to look different, in order for you to be healthier, be stronger, just generally be better. It takes an awful lot of time. Okay, and it's something that you realistically, you're going to be working on forever. So it's you understanding that. So next time you set a goal that's up here, you've got to be prepared to meet that goal with incredible work ethic. So I hope you have a great Thursday, guys. Just let us know whether this post has been useful or not. Hope it has. And I'll speak soon. Cheers.